Do you know how evil Burns is? Today he held a meeting and announced that the employee of the month is Roger, because Roger died a few days ago due to a work mistake, making him the employee of the month can save hundreds of dollars in bonuses. Then he announced that the nuclear power plant's first picnic would be held tomorrow. The next day, the picnic officially began. All employees served as waiters for Burns. Smith reminded him that the employees had come to prepare for the picnic at 6 a.m. and asked if they could have a half day off after the picnic. But Burns flatly refused the suggestion. Then he made the employees perform a boring stage play, but Burns thought it was not good. After the picnic, Lenny complained that Burns was a disgusting vampire who only made the employees' workload increase. Homer wanted to punish Burns by stealing his wine. The three sneaked into Burns' wine cellar, which was full of expensive red wine. Then the drunk trio ran to Burns' collection room and started vandalizing. At this time, Burns happened to pass by and immediately asked his secretary to call the police. When the police arrived at the scene and were about to arrest Homer, they suddenly found that these paintings were stolen goods from a museum decades ago. The police asked Burns why he had these stolen goods in his home. Before Burns could explain, he was arrested. When about to go to prison, Burns handed over the nuclear power plant to his secretary. The prison guard confiscated Burns' belongings. On the other side, Smith packed his personal items. Burns' office would be his from now on. In fact, he had always had a dream to be a kind boss and fill the nuclear power plant with love. Now the opportunity had come. He then held an employee meeting, where he announced a new medical insurance plan, and said he would seriously listen to employee suggestions in the future. The suggestion box would no longer be chopped off after the meeting. Homer invited Smith to a bar. When Smith's phone rang, he got up to answer it outside. After the call, he returned to the bar and heard Homer and the others laughing at him. Smith was furious. Thereafter, Smith treated them like slaves, making them do the dirtiest and most tiring work. On the other side, to avoid being bullied, Burns was thinking about joining a gang, but the skinny Burns looked easy to pick on. Suddenly, a tall figure pushed through the crowd and took Burns away. The black man said he would protect Burns in the future, but Burns had to first accept Jesus' purification. The black man then recalled that when he first entered prison, someone gave him a book. Although he couldn't read, the image of Jesus on the cover gave him the courage to live. He then vowed to save evil people like Burns. The black man used magic to absorb the evil energy from Burns' mouth, and from then on Burns became a messenger of heaven. He joined the prison Bible class, where he found a peace and quiet he had never experienced before. On the other side, Homer and the three had been tortured to the brink of collapse by Smith. Even his pet caused huge troubles for Homer. Mo reminded them that they could break Burns out of prison. Homer immediately prepared to take action. That night, the three disguised themselves as prison guards and entered the prison. They went to Burns' room to take him away, but Burns didn't want to leave. This was the place that saved his soul. Homer forcibly took Burns away. On the run, a huge black man blocked their path and asked Burns if he wanted to leave. Burns first thanked him for saving his soul, but said that people outside needed him. Thus, Burns returned to the nuclear power plant and became the obnoxious nuclear power plant boss again.